From the XM Broadcast Center in downtown Canada, it's Comic Strict with Ben Miner. Today, featuring that Canadian guy, Glen Foster. Now, here's Ben Miner.
Hey everybody, we're here with one of the best comics we got going. One of the guys I looked up to early on and still do. We're here with that Canadian guy, Mr. Glen Foster. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. You look up to a lot of people, don't you?
Dude, that's a short joke, and I expect better from you. You're a
even
writer.
as it's leaving my mouth, I go, that is such a cheap shot.
Oh my goodness.
Cheap.
So where do we start? There's so much. You're Glen Foster, man. You're that Canadian guy. Let's start. Where did that come from? How did it...
Well, actually, it didn't come out of nowhere exactly. That, I've always done a lot of Canadian material and Canadian, news, political kind of stuff. And but what happened was I was in England, say 98-ish or something like that, and I was doing a show in a really crowded pub. And as I'm trying to get out afterwards, all I can hear is, that Canadian guy, he was funny. I like that Canadian guy. So I heard that Canadian guy about 20 times on my way out of the pub. And I used to be in advertising, so I kind of thought, I wonder if that would work as a brand, as a shtick, as it were. And as I say, it's not like I just suddenly said, no, I'm going to start doing Canadian material. No, I was doing it already. It just, the brand kind of found me,
Cool. So that's you got a brand.
I got a brand. Well, because, people don't remember names, right?
Well,
it takes a long time. It takes a number of, there's repetitions or whatever for people to hear your name. And it's amazing, too, because, people will stop me on the street and go, hey, you're that Canadian guy. Or, they don't remember my name at all. It doesn't matter to me. That's fine.
That's kind of like your new name now, right?
Yeah, it kind of is, I suppose.
That's a good sign. So... What is it different going from being like a touring comic to being a guy who's branded himself? Because there's so many guys that fuck around and they don't give a shit, And here you are, you're like a corporation.
Yeah, I got a logo, and I'm outsourcing jobs to third world countries, and.
But I mean, you take this more seriously than
I always took it seriously. I mean, you have to take, if you're going to do this for a living, you have to take it seriously. It's a real job,
Yeah, but I mean, you've really been on top of all the advancements and promotions and all the internet stuff. You're always the first guy to really embrace that.
Yeah,
There's a couple
I
other
was
guys,
one of
but
the first guys on the net. I'm falling a little behind now, though, because, with YouTube, I mean, it's instantly accessible for everybody now, right? Whereas before, if you wanted to be on the web, you had to have your own website and everything else. And now you can, get a MySpace page or a Facebook or whatever. And so there's just so much more on the web right now, and in a sense, I've always had my own web page, but I'm not totally up to speed on the Facebooks and the MySpaces and plus I'm not the most organized individual, so it takes me. You might see the frequent updates are not as frequent.
Yeah, we're going to put this on YouTube.
As they should be.
We're going to put this little thing on YouTube.
There you go. Hello, YouTube.
There you go. That's for YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. I'm all over YouTube.
You're all over everything. You're that Canadian guy, man.
I try to be all over everything.
I checked my underwear last night. I'm pretty sure it had that Canadian guy stuff.
The brand in there.
This is Laugh Attack, XM 153.